Just checking, she'll be able to see my screen. So hi, my name is Babs. I'm the recruitment officer from the Warwick International Foundation Programme at the University of Warwick. Yeah, you can all see my screen, that's perfect. So for today's session, we'll be going through essentially the foundation programme and how it prepares students to enter into top UK universities. So first, what I'm going to do is tell you a little bit more about the University of Warwick as a whole, and then depending on your qualifications and where you are currently in your study process, how the foundation would then help you enter the university if you're unable to go directly through our undergraduate entry point. So first things first, when it comes to University of Warwick, we're not actually located in the town of Warwick. We're located in the south of the city, Coventry. So you can see us now on the map. We're essentially in the heart of England. So we're part of the United Kingdom, and we're in an area called the West Midlands. So you can see that we are about an hour and a half from London Heathrow Airport, which is where most students would arrive, and about 20 minutes from Birmingham International and 25 minutes from the city of Birmingham, which is the second biggest city in England. And then in terms of Coventry, we're the 10th biggest city, so it's still a good city to be in. And then what I'll show you here is an aerial shot of our university campus. So our campus is actually made of 3 campuses: Westwood campus, main campus, and Gibbet Hill campus. Students would typically study in main campus and Westwood campus. The IFP itself is located in Westwood campus. So what you're seeing here is the main academic buildings, and then on the side next to the lakes would be accommodation, and this is quite spread out all across the university. So students experience all of this while on the foundation. Just also giving you an idea about size, we currently have around about 27,000 students on all the different study levels at the university, and within that number, almost 10,000 are international students, and then we have over 6,000 staff as well at the university. So that's a lot of people, and it gives you an idea of the size of the university. And then just a bit more about us in terms of ranking and quality of the institution. We're currently ranked 6th by the Garden ranking 2022, sorry, not 21. We're 9th by Times and Sunday Good University 2022, and we're 9th by the Complete University Guide. So as an institution, we're consistently ranked within the top 10 of UK universities, which again goes to show you the quality of the university and how it's also perceived by others, which can be important for students looking to stay on and enter the workforce after completing their studies. So we're also well sought after by graduate employers. And then in world rankings, we're ranked 61 by the QS University's world rankings and 78. So again, we also have that international reputation that helps students when they return to their home countries with their degrees, or if they are looking to go into other countries outside of their own and outside of the UK as well. So in terms of how the studies are set up at the university, we're split between arts, sciences and social sciences. And then within that, you have all the different departments. So students can go and study any degrees that fall within these different subject areas. So we've got a number of degrees under this computer science department, under the engineering, such as data sciences. We've got electronic engineering. We've also got electrical and electronic engineering as an idea of studies that students have. Then our business school, which is quite a strong reputation, has accounting and finance and management programs, variations of economics, law programs, as well as math and stats. But we're more of a traditional university, so that's why you see that we focus mainly on arts, sciences and social sciences. We don't have some of the degrees that you can see like digital marketing or artificial intelligence, which are in some of the more modern, younger universities. And we also do have cross-faculty studies, and by that we mean you can study something like global sustainable development or liberal arts alongside another degree. For example, students can study sociology and global sustainable development. So you can study across faculties. And then just to give you an idea, so you've got all of that at the university, and how does the foundation help students to get there? So if you've heard of foundation programs before, then this will make a bit of sense to you. If you haven't, I'll start from the beginning. So they're essentially different ways to prepare to study in UK universities. It's either you're coming through with UK or international qualifications, that would be something like A levels or an IB, and those are usually qualifications you'd have studied over a 2-year period. You may be completing some local high qualifications. So depending where you're currently located, your completion of high school certificate would be enough to enter in directly. Some countries, you may find that you won't be allowed to enter in directly with your completion of high school certificate. You would need to take a bridging program, so a top up, and that helps top up your existing qualifications. So those would be the 3 categories students looking to enter in a UK university may find themselves in. And this is kind of a visual representation. So you would consider the Warwick IFP to be the same level as A-levels and IB diplomas. So based on that, we don't actually accept students who complete A-levels or IB diplomas as they're eligible for direct entry, as they would if they had completed the IFP. So then in terms of the IFP itself and just foundations in general, just things for you to look out for. So with the Warwick IFP, we're actually one of the longest running foundation programs in the world. We're delivered at the University of Warwick by Warwick academics, which can be different to external providers who deliver them on behalf of universities. This is all done at Warwick by Warwick. And this means that we understand the quality points, and our academic teams do talk to each other to make sure that what we're delivering on the foundation is to the right standard for the undergraduate studies. And then our students are able to progress into most of the degree programs at the University of Warwick. And one of the great things as well is our program is also considered by pretty much all UK universities. That's including top universities such as UCL, LSE, King's, Durham, to name a few. And we do help our students with the process of applying to those universities alongside the University of Warwick. We do have also a tailored English provision, so students would be grouped together based on their IELTS, and then they would be able to learn not English, but you're tailoring your English in towards your academic discipline, which I'll explain a bit more in a moment. And then we also have a unique inquiry and research skills module, and our foundation is split over 10 academic pathway streams. So the 10 streams are business management, finance, mathematics and statistics, economics, computer science, physics and engineering, biological sciences and psychology, social science, law, arts and humanities. So students would take one of these 10 foundation streams, and then they'll be able to progress into degrees which are relating to the foundation they've studied. So you'd break it all down a little bit more. So it doesn't mean that you just go into law. You can potentially go into politics, international relations, international studies from law foundation stream. Same with some of our social science foundation streams. So the different modules students study give them a variety of degrees at Warwick and outside of Warwick as well. So our foundation is kind of split up into 3 main parts in terms of our course structure. You're going to be focusing on your academic discipline, and then you've got an inquiry and research skills focus, then an academic English focus. So this is how this would be split up. So it's essentially our course, as I mentioned earlier, is fully designed to help prepare students to study at degree level and beyond. So in terms of your academic discipline, students would be studying usually 3 to 5 modules related to the discipline. So as an example, a business management student would study global economy as a module, essential mathematics as a module, organizational behavior. These are all related to business, and you'll notice that when you look at the undergraduate first year program for a number of different universities, including Warwick, you'll see that those would also be topics they would study in the undergrad. So we're helping students get that foundational understanding first, so that it's not all entirely new to them, and then it helps them again with the skills process to be able to cope and transition into undergraduate study. And then our academic studies would always be split into lectures, seminars and tutorials. You're looking at lectures being grouped together with all students who are studying similar modules as you would at the undergraduate level, and then seminars and tutorials are smaller class sizes. And then students studying any of our science courses are going to be having laboratory sessions the same as you would at undergraduate level, and everything is taught by subject specialists, which is also really important. And then outside of your academic discipline, as I said, you've got those 4 to 5 academic modules, then you've got inquiry and research skills module. So this is a full module as well. And this is where essentially students are putting all the skills they're learning into practice, and you're developing, as the title says, deeper analysis skills, deeper research skills, deeper inquiry skills, which are related to your chosen discipline. So if you're in a social science subject, you'll be doing inquiry and research skills in relation to social sciences. You've got students who are doing it in relation to mathematics for those maths-based subjects, and then in relation to sciences for those science-based subjects. And everything you're doing is helping you to think differently and engage with research differently, as how you do it in your home country may be different to how we do it under the UK education system. And then that also changes as you go up in levels of study into your undergraduate and even postgraduate degree. So we kind of give you those skills now to kind of help you go all the way in all the studies you're going to continue throughout your time in the UK. And then we do assess you throughout the program, and we do have a research project in term 3, which is similar to what happens to students in their third year of an undergraduate degree when they do a research project, which is usually a dissertation. So you're starting all of that at the foundation stage. And then including those obviously 3 to 5 academic modules, plus the inquiry and research skills module, you have an English for academic purposes modules. And it's important, as I was saying earlier, that this module is not where students are being taught English. This module is actually where students are learning to use English in a more refined way in relation, again, to their academic discipline. So the way you'd analyze different studies or text in a science-based subject would be different to how you do it in a social science subject or a maths-based subject. So you'd also have different presentation skills, and then students obviously on courses which are similar to law would have to learn how to debate, as that's fundamental to the degree program and the career. And then you're looking more again at how you discuss in different modules, how that changes, and then also again the academic writing, how you'd be writing for different types of assessments. So that's where you'd be that's what students focus on learning in English for academic purposes. It's not where you're learning English, as you would have done that to get your IELTS or whichever qualification we accept from you to join the program. And then outside of those modules, we then also do provide a lot of support to students. So as I said before, our students are university students essentially. So you'd be getting a dedicated personal tutor, and that person will be with you throughout the whole program, and they will help you with all your different questions at different stages. We also have a personal tutor group, as they have other students they are tutoring, and then you'd be able to join them. We have a school counsellor who helps with your progression, which I'll talk about in a moment. And then we have student staff liaison committees. That's where students can connect with staff to help us with reviewing and feedbacking on the program and helping us develop the program and making sure it's the best for students while they're on it. And then at the same time, we also have additional top-up classes for different subjects that students may need as part of progression. As students may find that they need to have taken a STEP or a GCSE subject, and we give students the opportunity to top up for those for free. And then this is just an idea as well about what degree programs students would typically be able to progress into. So this is just a small number, and we've just condensed it to give you a little bit more information. So as you can see from here, that students can progress into a number of degrees from multiple IFP streams. So it's always advisable that you figure out first what degree you want to study, and then you work your way backwards to what foundation stream you potentially need. I wouldn't suggest you look at the foundation stream first, then find the degree. And we're always there to help you to make sure that you're where it matches up, not just at Warwick, but also at other universities, should you choose to want to go elsewhere. So a lot of the university's popular courses are obviously on here, along with computer science, PPE, which is quite popular. Morse is also a very popular course at the university. So these are all available for students. And again, like I said, this is a condensed version. We have over 70 degree programs students can go into. So something about the course to be aware of. So our students are guaranteed a conditional offer for the undergraduate program at the University of Warwick, and as I said before, we're widely accepted by other UK universities. And how progression works is we have an in-school counsellor who's our education liaison officer, and they would be providing advice and guidance for the UCAS process and university choices, as well as career options. So our students actually apply from their undergraduate studies through UCAS. So that means they'll have the same choices as a student who would be applying directly. They'll have that guaranteed offer to Warwick, and then 4 other institutions they can apply for. And then they'll have the ability to receive all their offers back and choose 2 as their main and their backup, essentially insurance offer. And then they'll be completing the IFP knowing that they need to achieve these grades for these 2 institutions. So they essentially will always have somewhere that they'll be able to progress into. And then in terms of what our students have on campus, our students are fully integrated into the university. So students live, study, and have access to all the facilities alongside undergraduate students, which is really important for that transition to UK study and university study as well. So you're always going to be treated as a university level student. And then when it comes to the delivery of our program, we actually follow the Warwick undergraduate academic calendar, which means it's a September to June program. We only have 1 intake per year, as our students would be spending that January intake applying for their undergraduate studies while on the program. We do have additional holidays, however. So just to give an idea of terms, it's a September till December is a term 1, January till March is a term 2, and then you'd be looking at April till beginning of July would be term 3 for students. Our students participate in all of the university's Welcome Week programs, which in some places call them Freshers Week. They have access to all of the facilities, clubs and societies, which is over 65 sports societies and 65 sports clubs and over 250 societies. So students have access to all of that as you're fully enrolled at the university. And then in terms of the academic modules, you're looking at up to 4 hours per week of taught time per module when it comes to academic modules. And as I said, you'd be having around about 3 to 5 academic modules throughout the whole program, but those modules can either be full course or half course modules. By half course module, that means the module is taught essentially per term, and then a full course module is taught throughout the whole year. Usually in a whole term, a student has 5 modules that they'll be studying, which is including the EAP module and the the EAP module, which is the English for academic purposes, and the inquiry and research skills module. So you're having 5 modules throughout, and usually within that, 3 of them would be academic for that section. And then, as I said before, it's delivered across campus. So it's within the Westwood campus where I said the IFP is based, and then it's also on the main campus, and students are easily able to walk between campuses, or they may choose accommodation nearer to Westwood campus. So everything is open to students, and they're guaranteed that accommodation for the foundation as well as the first year of undergraduate studies. So in terms of entry criteria, I think it's important for us to outline this for students. So our Warwick Foundation program is not a course for students who have missed the grades which are required for direct undergraduate entry. So as I said before, we don't accept A-level students who've completed A-level or the IB diploma, as they would be eligible for direct entry. And this also is the case if a student has not taken the right subject mix. You still would not be able to join the foundation, because we're seeking the best candidates and students who essentially have the potential to succeed at Warwick from their high school qualifications. Okay, so the entry requirements do vary depending on the education system that you're studying, and we've pretty much encountered most education systems out there. So what we'd always request is that you would email us either a copy of your transcripts, or you'd let us know which country you'd be applying from and what education system you've studied under, and then we'll be able to advise you on the entry requirements and the grades we're looking for. But we're usually asking students to have achieved top grades, so high quality students. And then a bit more about the application process, as it would be different to a direct undergraduate application process. So for the IFP, students actually apply directly to the University of Warwick, and this would be done through our website, which is www.warwick.ac.uk/IFP. Students are paying a £55 application assessment fee, and then you'd be submitting your most recent school transcripts. So that's either your term 1 report, or it would be predicted grades depending on what you're studying, and this would be for your final year of studies. And then you would also submit a personal statement, and I'll kind of break that down a little bit more in a minute. And then applications typically will get responded to within 3 to 5 working days. That's either us asking for information or us being able to issue you with a conditional offer. Usually, depending again on your circumstance, you may get invited to an academic interview. This is usually over Teams or Skype or Zoom, and it's either also over a phone call if it's accessible to you. And if you're successful, you receive that conditional offer. And then deadlines for accepting offer and paying deposits are always outlined on your offer. And we always provide these details essentially once you get something back from us. So as I said, I'll break down the personal statement a little bit more to you. So our personal statement is different to an undergraduate personal statement for direct entry. Students for our personal statement would be looking at completing 3 to 4 questions depending on the circumstances. So the typical 3 questions would be why you're applying for the Warwick IFP and why does your chosen course subject area interest you? And again, you'd have 200 words to do this. And then why does the Warwick IFP relate to your future undergraduate choices and career ambition? And then we'd split up the next question 3 into 3 parts where students only answer one of the following 3 questions. Oh, sorry, let me just go back there. So students answer one of the following. And you can see that each question has 200 words. So we're asking students to really get their point across in 600 words, which can be quite difficult. But it's also important for us to assess how good of a student you are. And these personal statements are also how we shortlist students for any scholarships that would be offering on the foundation program. So it's important that students are really answering exactly what the question says. So different to an undergraduate application, which has to be a bit vague and a little bit more, it has to be not vague, but I mean, you're not specifying the institution you want to go into. Here, we really want you to have done your research on the IFP, the research on the university, and even the degree program and the career path and how the IFP helps you to get there as you answer each of these questions. We want to see that evidence that you've read up on the modules and what you're going to be learning on the program, as that helps us see that you're really strong and dedicated candidate to then be potentially shortlisted for any of our scholarship programs. So that would be the personal statement. I haven't listed the 4th question, but the 4th question basically asks you to list any, basically list what you've been doing if you have a study gap. So if you're coming straight from your high school education into the foundation, that's perfectly fine. You don't have to answer the 4th question. But for students who have taken a year out of their studies and finished maybe last year, or even taken 2 years out of their studies, or potentially even have gone into the first year of university education but decided that they want to try and complete their studies elsewhere, they would all have to outline that in the personal statement so that we have a clear idea of your academic profile. And then in terms of interviews and conditional offers, which I mentioned that you may be invited to interview, an academic interview as part of the assessment process. Interviews are on a case-by-case basis, so that means not every student will be invited to an interview. Usually, this would be potentially because your your mathematics level is not where we'd want it on a normal application. So we may ask you for an maths interview where we'd test your maths level. There's a personal statement interview. If we find that we're not getting the information we need from the personal statement, we would then interview for further background. And then students studying our computer science stream would actually have to watch a computer science video to make sure that they have a clear understanding of the program and what they'll be signing themselves up for. And then in terms of conditional offers, when you'd receive a conditional offer, it would usually state that you'd need to provide us with the following. It would be a passport data page, your English language qualification. So for students who require a visa to study in the UK, we would then accept UKVI IELTS or PTE academic UKVI test. We wouldn't be able to accept other English language tests, as we have to accept SELT. So that's secure English language tests. And that's because of the type of CAS and visa you'd be getting for the IFP. And then we'd also ask for your final high school grades if you haven't yet graduated. So don't worry if you haven't graduated. It doesn't mean you can't apply. As I said, we'd be taking your term 1 or predicted grades, and then we'd use those for that conditional offer, which would await your final grades to turn into an unconditional offer. And students would also be required to pay a £2,000 deposit in order to secure their place on the program, and then we'll be able to move forward with your visa process and kind of getting you ready to arrive in the UK. So that's the main information when it comes to the foundation program, and just kind of giving you an outline of how to potentially start thinking about how to get into top universities such as the University of Warwick or even other universities out there, depending on your qualifications. So if you have any questions and you've got queries of whether the foundation is where you should be going, or if you're eligible for direct entry, please do contact myself, or you can even send an email just to our general inquiries inbox. So that would be ifp@warwick.ac.uk. You'd be able to send through any transcripts that you have, and we'd be able to work with you to at least align you either with the right academic departments at the university, or just help you know how to start your process with the foundation. And then you can also email myself as the recruitment officer on the program. My email address is stated there, but I'd always advise you also to check out our website, as it does hold a lot of the information that you need. So that would be pretty much it in terms of the presentation for myself. So I'm not sure if there's a question and answer portion, but that's also an option available for students.
Hello, and thank you to everybody to being there at the fair and also at the webinars. I hope you already had a lot of important and useful information from the other universities and schools.
Hi, Stephanie. I'm so sorry for interrupt you, but you couldn't share your screen. Please stop sharing and let's do it from beginning.
Okay.
Please click on share. After that, you should click on share screen. You will see three options: entire screen, application window, and Chrome tab. Please choose entire screen, click off preview of your screen and click on share button. Share button will be blue when you click on the preview.
Okay. Is that working?
Yes, it's working now. Please move to your presentation and open it in full screen.
And does it work now?
Yes, we can see you and your presentation on the screen now. Thanks.
Thank you very much. This is perfect. So shall I start?
Yes.
So welcome to the Y Schools webinar. I'm Stephanie. I'm the International Promotion Recruitment Manager for Y Schools. Y Schools as a plural, as you can see, because it's a group of several schools, and you can study with us management, tourism, and design among the three schools that are SCBS, the School of Tourism, and the School of Design in Troyes. I will develop and present the three schools and their programs individually during the presentation. So to begin with, where are we? Y Schools is a French school, as you can tell from my accent probably. We are located, our main campus at least, in Troyes, which is located here, as you can see the big points. This is 90 minutes from Paris, southeast of Paris, in a region which is called Champagne, which you know from the wine probably, but it's actually quite a beautiful area with, of course, vineyards. And we have other campuses as well, namely in Charleville-Mézières, which is located near the Belgian border, and in Metz, which is near the German and Luxembourgish borders. Basically, if we talk about Troyes, you can see that we are very well located, close or at least never far from the big European cities, not to say capitals. For example, from Brussels is 3 hours away, London 4 hours, Milan 7 hours by train. And so it's easy to reach other big cities, big European cities from Troyes or from Charleville and Metz as it is. And that would be also an asset when you will be looking for internship opportunities or job opportunities. I will talk about this later. So Troyes, like I said, is located in the Champagne region. It's a very nice area and a very nice city. It is visited every year by 4 million tourists. So it's very attractive. And why is it so attractive? That's because, as you can see, it's a preserved area. So the city is medieval. Comes from it was founded in the Middle Ages, and you can still see these very typical houses with the wood on the front of them, a lot of historical buildings, and nearby, only some 20 minutes away from the city itself, you can go to the lake area, where of course you find lakes, but also forests. And this is a place where students, young people, families go for fresh air. They can go skating, rollerblading, sailing, as you can see. In the summertime, they go for barbecues and picnics. So it's a very friendly place to live. Our campuses are located, so the main campus, as you've understood already, is located in Troyes. But in Troyes itself, we have several campuses. We have a campus which is specific for the School of Design. You can see the picture at the top left corner. The School of Design is located in a former abbey which is called Saint-Martin, Saint Martin. And the School of Design was implanted inside this abbey. At the bottom left corner, you can see here a building with a large court, let's say, and a big glass window. This is the new campus. It's called Brossolette because this is located on the Brossolette Avenue. And it hosts the School of Tourism and the School of Management. So I will now give you more details about each school and each program, and I will start with the South Champagne Business School. Usually we call it SCBS. We rarely use the long name for it. We shorten it to SCBS. So SCBS is a grande école. It's a reputed French business school. We have programs in French and in English, and we have undergraduate and postgraduate programs. So at the undergraduate program, we have a BBA, which is mainly taught in English, a GBM for Global Bachelor in Management, taught in French. We have the little sister of the GBM program, which is called in Yaoundé in Cameroon. That's our offshore campus, which is called BBM. And then at the postgraduate program, we have the MIM, Grande École degree, and the MSc ICE for Innovation, Creativity, and Entrepreneurship. To begin with, I will explain in a few words what the Global Bachelor in Management prepares you for. So like I said, it's a French taught program. It lasts 3 years, and it's a state degree. It teaches the foundations of management sciences, so business administration, accounting, finance, marketing, etc. As a state degree, it is recognized by the French Ministry of Higher Education, and during the 3 years of the program, you will have internships every year for 2 to 6 months, depending on the year. So the longest internship will be in the 3rd year, so that you will be building your professional experience just before you will be choosing either to go forward into a master's degree or to join the work market. In the 3rd and final year of the GBM program, you will be able to choose among 2 different majors, either sports management or commercial development. Now, moving to the international BBA for Bachelor in Business Administration, also a state degree, but this one is a 4-year degree because it's a degree with honors. So you will validate through the 4 years, at the end of the 4 years of the BBA, 240 ECTS credits. It's an international degree in a sense that international experience is a must in it during this program. So even as an international student coming to France, while you're here with us in the BBA, you will have to spend some time abroad again, either for internships or for an academic program. What I mean is, you will have to do internships abroad, and you will also have to go abroad in one of our partner universities. As you can see, we have 56 different partner universities just for this program. So you will be studying in these universities for 1 year, either as exchange students or for double degrees. The BBA program has partnerships with some of our universities, partner universities, for almost 30 international double degrees. So if you can see the details of the international BBA, so definitely year 1 is for foundations, of course, and then you will develop your skills and go abroad a 3rd time, this time for the internship, the placement. Year 3 is the year that you will be spending abroad, but in class at the partner universities. And in year 4, you will be choosing your major. And we have 3 majors at the BBA, either in finance, marketing, or human resources management. And then you will be finishing your experience as a student in the international BBA with a long internship for 6 months. And then it's up to you to enter the job market or to continue onto a master program. Now moving to the master programs, postgraduate programs at the School of Management SCBS. To begin with, let me introduce you to the Master in Management, which we call the Programme Grande École. So it's definitely an academically excellence program. It is benefiting from the international accreditation EFMD, and it's a state degree. So students apply usually for a program that lasts 2 years, Master 1, Master 2. When they start the MIM, they will start in the Master 1, and they can choose between 3 different pathways. Either the international pathway that includes 1 semester abroad, or the France pathway, which consists in 2 semesters in class on our main campus in Troyes, or the Design Strategy and Management pathway, which is a pathway which is built in partnership with our School of Design, and this pathway is mainly taught in French. And then, if you choose the Design Strategy and Management pathway, then you will be doing this pathway for 2 years. For the other pathways, international and French pathways, you will be joining the Master 2 level, and at the Master 2 level, you will be choosing your major. And we have 8 majors. It says 9 here, but because you can see as 9 majors, we include the Design Strategy Management, the one that lasts 2 years. But as of Master 2, we have 8 other majors, including Entrepreneurship and Innovation, which I will develop later, Event and Sports Management. We have specializations which are also available in the work study option. This is something that we can discuss later. It's quite specific for France higher education. It means that some programs are eligible for the students to be able to work and study at the same time. And in that case, they have to be in France for at least 1 year before they are eligible for this type of program. And the company they are working for during the program pays for the tuition fees. So it's very interesting because the students study and gain lots of professional experience at the same time. And it benefits both to the students and to the companies. So specializations which are also available in the work study option are audit and management control, marketing and international sales development, and digital marketing and social media. And we have 3 specializations which are only available in the work study option. And these specializations are Global Human Resources Management, Supply Chain Management, and Banking for Business. I can give you more details about the majors and the types of programs that are offered on my booth later. If you just stop by, I'll be happy to chat with you. For the moment, I'll be moving on to statistics. Usually students are very interested in statistics because it means a lot. Careers and opportunities after the MIM, so that's the key master program at SCBS. 94% of our students find a job in less than 6 months after graduation. So what such a big number means is that we train our students to be professionally ready to join the job market as soon as they have graduated, and the professionals trust us. We have a lot of partner companies that trust the program we run and who are ready to employ our students right after graduation. The majority of our students work in France, but that's also because the majority of our students are French. Almost 1/4 of our graduates do work in other countries, which is really good when you consider that we have something like 400 international students on our campuses. I will get back to this later. Now moving to the MSc ICE. The MSc ICE is a very interesting program. It's fully taught in English. It's recognized by the Conférence des Grandes Écoles, and it's a program that you can join after a 4-year bachelor degree. And this program mixes up engineers, designers, and managers, so all together into the same program, and they are studying and working together to work on entrepreneurship projects, business projects, and innovative projects for companies. The program, it says here that it lasts 15 months. Well, actually, I would say that it rather lasts 12 to 13 months. Let's say you start in September and you will be done by the next September. It lasts 3 periods. The 2 first periods are dedicated to classes. So you will have business-oriented classes, engineering-oriented classes, and design-oriented classes. And the third and final period is dedicated to the professional opportunity itself. The third period, you can either choose to do an internship or be incubated into the local incubator. 60% of our graduates hold positions as business engineers or project managers. And 25% of our graduates decide to create their own company after the MSc ICE. It's a really good program, very international, and it builds up skills thanks to the fact that you will be meeting different profiles during the program. That's it for the School of Management. Now I'm moving to the School of Tourism, and I will be presenting its 2 programs, the Bachelor in Tourism Management and the MBA in Tourism Management. But first, you have to ask yourself, why would you be interested in studying tourism? So usually we realize that the kind of profiles that are interested in tourism are students who are keen on learning new languages, students who already know several languages, and who really want to develop the international scope of their profile, meaning that they want to travel, they want to meet different cultures, and they are very curious about what's going on beyond their own borders. The tourism industry is a very interesting industry because there are more than 400 different types of jobs that exist as part of the tourism industry. And these 400 plus job types represent more than 2 million job opportunities in the world. That's the tourism industry weighs more than, let's say, approximately 10% of the GDP. So that's definitely a big industry, and there's tourism everywhere in the world. And even this pandemic period hasn't totally frightened the tourism industry. It's an industry that can always evolve, and the School of Tourism is working on the evolution of the tourism industry. We have 2 campuses at the School of Tourism, one in Troyes, so I've already introduced you to the city of Troyes, and one in Metz. Metz, I showed you on the map earlier. It's located more to the east border of France, near Germany, Luxembourg, and it's the 4th city to be elected European Best Destination. So it's definitely a very nice place to live in. I would say just as much as Troyes is. And this is no wonder why we decided to implant the School of Tourism in Metz as well as in Troyes. The aim of the School of Tourism is to give you values, and then it's up to you to build up your own tourism profile. You will be transforming the values that we'll be sharing into your own skills. What we are definitely keen on evaluating is benevolence, the knowledge and the know-how. And we have the keys to develop your own professional network, because we have our own big network of professionals and tourism companies. And like I said earlier, we understand that the tourism industry is an industry that's always evolving. And this is why we also or we are also innovative with our teaching techniques. The Bachelor in Tourism Management is a 3-year degree which is taught in French, and you can choose to study during year 1 and year 2, either in Troyes or in Metz. The first year is composed of 2 semesters of classes, and then for the second semester you will be spending 1 semester abroad and 1 semester in class in France. And the final year, year 3, is dedicated to the major. We have a choice of 3 different majors at the School of Tourism: Hotel and Restaurant Management, Development of Tourism Products and Services, and Wine Tourism. And there are internship opportunities every year. So 2 months in year 1, that's mandatory. 1 to 3 months in year 2, that's optional. Of course, if you can do it, please do it. The more experience you gain, the better it is for you. And the 5th month final internship in year 3. You will be awarded a Bachelor in Tourism Management, which is a state degree. And then you can move on either to the job market or to another, or continue into a master program. You can continue somewhere else. You can continue with us at Y Schools. And we have an MBA Tourism Management with 2 majors, 1 major in luxury tourism and 1 major in business tourism and event management. The second year, you will be doing a semester abroad in one of our partner universities. And again, each year you will be doing an internship, 1 to 3 months in year 1, 6 months in year 2. You've understood already that in every program that we offer, there's a strong will from the school to give you professional opportunities with internships mainly. Now moving to the School of Design. This is a very beautiful picture of the School of Design. I think this is the inner courtyard of the School of Design. Remember, I told you it's an old abbey. So we have 2 programs at the School of Design, the 3-year undergraduate program and then the 5-year postgraduate program. Actually, we will be working on 3 main aspects of design: visual communication design, product design, and space design. And the final objective of the School of Design, when you take the whole curriculum until the 5th year and final year, is to build up for you a profile as a designer manager. So the curriculum works this way. The first year is core courses. So you will be, whatever program you choose, 3 or 5 years, you will be doing core courses in the first year, learning to use the main tools of design. In the second year, you will be developing specific tools. So you will be starting to develop your own profile as a designer, depending on the type of family you are interested in: visual, products, tools, etc. And then in the 3rd year, you will be finalizing your profile as a designer. After 3 years, you will be awarded with the undergraduate degree in graphic design, and that's all. That's your aim if you want to be a graphic designer. And then you can continue in the 4th and 5th year. Oh, there, I see that something is still written in French. Sorry about that. 4th year is giving you the strategic tools for design in company. And the professional experience, pure professional experience, will be given to you in the 5th year. Although every year, again, you will have internships, professional projects. One of the specificities of the School of Design is that although every single year of the curriculum, you will be put in contact with companies that will be giving you design projects. So you will always be working on real life projects in groups with your other classmates and for companies. So it's really real life implication for students into the activities of companies. Talking about companies, I couldn't put every logo of all the companies that either are partners or who are trusting us for temporary events or else, but these are a few examples of the companies that Y Schools works with. Honestly, it's more than 100 companies that are in our network, so it's totally impossible for us to at least for me, to put all the logos into one slide. But at least you can see that there are big names in every type of industry: tourism industry, total for more for petrol industry and else, GL events for events as it is. So many different type of opportunities for you as a student. Talking about opportunities, now I've tried to select a few students' experiences. Of course, again, we have far too many alumni to list everybody. But to give you some examples, Ivana, she graduated from the MBA Tourism Management last year, and she's now a commercial manager at the Little Prince Park. This is located in the east of France, in Alsace region in France. And to give you I don't know our curriculum, her CV by heart, but I think it's something like her third experience in this park, because she started as an intern and she had several positions in that park as an intern before she was actually employed. So she has a very nice opportunity there. The Little Prince Park is actually how do you say, a fun park. So it's really nice both for commercial opportunities and for event management. Vincent, he graduated from the Master Design Strategy, so the 5-year program at the School of Design in 2019, and is now a product designer in Brittany, so that's West Coast, the Brittany region, in rent service industry. Doncia, she graduated from the MIM in 2020. She is a purchasing assistant at the Other Gift, that's in Paris. And Hugo, MIM 2019, he founded his own company, which is called Sovomob. So it's a French company. Joining Y Schools will be for you an opportunity to join a very international environment. We have reached 2,000 students at the 2021 intake, and more than 400 international students. I told you that earlier. And these international students represent more than 40 different nationalities. So it's very nice for us to have so many different nationalities, because you will be sharing your culture and your experience in class, but also outside classes in daily life. And this is very important for you as a student. It will be a very enriching and personal experience. We have 200, even more, partner universities all around the world. You can see here all the countries in orange are the countries in which we have partner universities. It means that we receive students from these partner universities on campus, but also these countries are countries where you would be able to study abroad after for 1 semester or a double degree. Remember, I told you several times that as part of the programs that we offer, study abroad experience are required. And so these are all the opportunities which are offered to you to go abroad for an academic stay. Y Schools has several student associations. Of course, we have the usual sports union, students union, charity associations and all. But one association that you will be, I'm sure, that you will be meeting for sure is the ESN 3. ESN is the International Student Association. This is the association that takes care of students, international students, when they arrive in Troyes. They make sure that the international students are welcomed, integrated, and they organize parties, events, trips for international students. So you will be in touch with them for sure. You can join any student association that you feel like joining, depending on your interest and on the skills you want to develop with the association. A few pictures of the campus. So you can see top left, this is what we call the arena. It's the main biggest amphitheater on campus. It's circular, so everywhere you are anywhere you can be sitting, you will be able to see the professor and the screens. It's quite handy. At top middle picture, you can see that's one of the areas of the Y Lab. The Y Lab is the little name we give to the library, and on campus there are a lot of areas like this where you can sit down with your classmates just for coffee or just for a quick chat before a class starts. If you have to work in small groups, we have what we call bubbles that you can reserve, and you can sit there and work in groups. So you have many tiny infrastructures inside the main campus for your comfort. Here's at the top right corner a smaller amphitheater. Already it's quite big actually. Bottom left corner, this is the view of the campus in the autumn, so it's quite a recent picture. Bottom in the middle, this is what we call the street. It's the main hall of the campus, and it's so large, so wide that we sometimes, usually in the past, we used to organize gathering and events. It's quite handy as well because it's the main hall. It's easy to reach for everybody. So when we organize an event, everybody can, pass by at a certain time of the event and stop by and ask questions and all. It's and also because the roof is made of glass, then it's very there's a lot of light and it's really nice. Even when the weather is a bit rainy, it's still very light inside. And at the bottom right corner, you can see one of the workshops of the School of Design, located in the attic of the old Abbey, which is the building that's home for the School of Design. So I'm done with the presentation. I hope I was clear enough and not too long at the same time. These are my details, my contact details. You can send an email to the general email admissioninternationale@yschools.fr or to myself directly, stephanie.guglielmina@yschools.fr. If you want to call, then this is the main line, but this is also my direct phone number. You can use WhatsApp as well. I'm very happy to use WhatsApp if you prefer. So I'm done for now. I will now go back to a smaller screen. And if you have any question, just let me know. I will be happy to answer. You can have questions now, or if you're too shy to ask your questions now, you can come to my booth and we can organize a chat or a video call or whatever is more suitable for you. Thank you very much for listening. And again, don't hesitate.
Hello everyone, my name is Jim and I'm an international officer at the University of Exeter in the UK. So what I'm hoping to do this afternoon, or this evening as it is for you, is just give you a bit of information about the University of Exeter, and talk about some of the programme areas that we have, and then I won't talk for too long, to give you the opportunity to ask some questions, anything you like, really, about studying in the UK, about career opportunities, anything you like. So let me just try and share my screen, which will hopefully work.
Hey Jim,
Hi.
please share screen. But okay.
Yep. Has that come out now?
Okay.
Yep. Brilliant. Thank you. Okay, so like I say, this is just an introduction to the University of Exeter, but I'm very happy to take questions about any aspect of studying in the UK. So about the University of Exeter, we are a Russell Group university, which you may not be familiar with that. The Russell Group is kind of like the Ivy League in the US. It's 24 top universities in the UK who basically do research alongside teaching. So the advantage of going to a Russell Group university is that the people who teach you, your professors and the doctors giving your lectures and seminars, those are the kind of people who are researching in the areas they're talking about. So you get access to the very latest research that is then published in journals and academic papers around the world, and these kind of researchers network with other top researchers all around the world, so it's very collaborative. So like I say, you get access to the kind of most up-to-date thinking on different subjects. So we have roughly 27,000 students from well over 150 countries, so a very global university, and that's reflected in, well, basically the classroom as well as the teaching staff and the alumni. So wherever you come from, you'll meet people from your own country as well as people from countries that you might not have even heard about before. So it's an opportunity to both network and also to exchange ideas and learn about different cultures. And that's part of what going to university is all about. We also have contact with alumni, so former students from over 180 different countries. So a lot of those countries have their own alumni group. So once you finish at the university, once you've graduated, you have the opportunity to get in touch and network with people from your country who've also been to the university, and share experiences and get information from them. So they could be working in all sorts of different areas, and that kind of opens the door to discussing with them different aspects about your career and where you want to go, and hopefully they can support you in your development of your career, as the university also does as well. So as a graduate of Exeter, you would get access to the career service from the time you graduate until, well, basically the rest of your life. So you always have that link with Exeter, and are very keen to keep in touch with former students and find out what they're doing. So like I say, we also have a very global academic community. They come from just over 100 countries. And so they bring in different expertise, different ways of thinking, as well as the collaborations that they've had in the past. So it's a very global culture. We're a top 200 university, so that's both in the QS and the Times Higher Education global rankings. Actually, we're now in the top 150. So we're a pretty good university in terms of both the global and the UK rankings. So probably you've never heard of where Exeter is, and that's because it's not a big city. The population is about 125,000 people. So in UK terms, it's a small city, and probably compared to where you come from, it's also a small city, and it's based in the southwest of the UK, as you can hopefully see on the map. Exeter is about 2.5 hours by train from London, so it's actually quite easy to get to, because the UK is quite small, and generally transport links are reasonably good. So the southwest is quite a different part of the UK to what you might think of the UK. You're probably thinking London, Birmingham, Manchester, Liverpool, big cities. But Exeter is very different, partly because of its size, and for various other reasons. The southwest in general is very popular for tourists, because it's very much a rural setting. So even though Exeter is a city, it's surrounded by the countryside. So that means if you like exploring, there's lots of beaches, lots of coastline, not quite as warm as you might be used to, particularly if you're from Turkey. But there's lots of places to explore, and the city itself is very easy to get around. So you don't need to use public transport very much. It's quite easy to walk from the university to the city. They're about 15 minutes away from each other. So everything you would need on a day-to-day basis, you'll find on the university campus. And then if you wanted to go out and have a meal, or go and see a film, or whatever you wanted to do, the city is kind of next to the university campus. So it's really convenient for just life in general, basically. So this is what our main campus looks like. As I said before, you can kind of see that around the edge of Exeter it is literally countryside. So that's not very far from the edge of Exeter. The university campus used to be a private estate, so it still retains a lot of the kind of park feel, as well as having a university campus in the middle of it. But there are loads of trees and open spaces that help students relax. So outside of the classroom, there are lots of places you can go and just eat for lunch, or do whatever you want to do. We also have another campus down in Cornwall, which is about 2 hours from Exeter. And it's which program the student studies as to which campus they might be on. The Pembroke campus in general, it has a theme of things like Okay, sorry about that. Not quite sure what happened to the internet connection. So I will go back to the presentation. Second. Okay, so hopefully that's now being shared again. Okay, so as I mentioned, we have different campuses, and the Pembroke campus is the further one down in Cornwall. I think they're having the same problems with the internet. Okay, I think I'm now back. So what I will try to do is go through the presentation without sharing my screen, because that seems to be what the problem is. So I'll move on a bit and talk a little bit about how the university tries to take care of our students. So as a student of the university, you would have access to all sorts of different support throughout the week, so 24 hours a day around the week, and that means lots of different support mechanisms, be it health or well-being, but also you have access to academics who can help you with different different issues that you have. So you'd always have a personal tutor who is there as your first point of contact, but we also have an international student support team who are there for international students, and I'll talk a bit about them later on. We also have what's called a student staff liaison committee. So if you're interested in representing the students on your program, you can get involved in that committee and feed back to the university, to your lecturers, about issues that students might be having and ways to improve. So we're always constantly trying to make the student experience better and better. And the only way we can really do that is by talking to the students and hearing what they say. So that's an opportunity. So I mentioned briefly the overall student numbers. Roughly 25% of our students are international students, and like I said, they come from all around the world, so they have lots of different cultures, obviously different languages, different ways of doing things, but we kind of embrace the diversity of the student community. So throughout the year there are various different festivals and celebrations that happen. It's very hard for me to show you this without you seeing the slides, but there's a picture on here of a Diwali celebration, but we have celebrations, like I say, throughout the years for different cultures, different religions. So it's a very all-embracing and diverse community. We also have over 200 different student societies. So outside of the classroom, outside of your teaching, which will take up quite a lot of your time, you also need to relax and to follow up your interests and your extracurricular activities. So through those societies, there's a whole range of different things you can get involved in. You know, most people tend to think about sports, and we have lots of sports societies, but that's not the end of it. We have societies that get involved in arts, music, drama, the outdoors, all sorts of different things. So whatever your interests are, you can get in touch with those societies. We also have international societies, so we have a whole range of different international. Really have to come from a particular country. If you're interested in the culture of a different country, you can join their society to find out more and make friends with people. So clubs and societies are a really, really good way when you first arrive at whichever university you go to make friends outside of your kind of circle of people that you will get to meet on your study program or within your residence. So I would really encourage you, like I say, wherever you go, to join 2 or 3 different societies, just so you can have a wider group of friends and just socialize a bit. So you may have heard about this, but in the UK, students from this year onwards allowed to if you wanted to get some work experience in the UK after you graduate. Now we have a career service, which I'll talk about a bit later, that can help you with looking for jobs, applying for jobs, and the process to hopefully get you a job that you can take up after you graduate. The only thing with this graduate route is that just before you graduate, you would need to apply for a new visa. So your student visa will become expired once you finish your course, but you can apply for this new working visa. So at the university, again, I can't show you this because it's on the slide, but we have different colleges. So we have 6 roughly equally sized colleges. So we have engineering, maths and physical sciences, humanities, life and environmental sciences, social sciences, a business school and a medical school. So depending on what subjects a student chooses, they are effectively based in one of those colleges, and they look after you. Like I say, the academics become your personal tutors, but also there are support staff who will help you with things like registration, handing in assignments, that kind of thing. So you do kind of have a home, if you like, depending on what you study. So I'm assuming that most of you are looking at postgraduate programs. So I'm just going to talk about some of our newer programs that we have. So one of the things that we focus on at the university is climate change, which obviously is a big thing around the world that people are very concerned about. It depends from place to place as to how it's viewed. You know, some people are skeptical about it, other people are very much more looking to make a change. So one of the things that we look at is climate change. So themes around that are sustainability and development, conservation, health, and weather and climate science. So that's quite unusual in the UK, and we are one of the leading research universities in those areas. Another area that we've recently developed is around creative industries. So things like innovation and business, contemporary art, film business, and publishing. Another totally different field is data science and business analytics. So you're looking at big data and how to use that in a strategic way in lots of different areas. So obviously in business, you might use data in marketing, but you can also use it in lots of other areas. You can use it in public policy. So you look at data to see demographics. You can use it in health, obviously. So that's another area. Cybersecurity is another one that uses big data. So those are some of the newer programs, as well as the traditional ones that we have, that you might want to have a look at. So those are the new ones, but the most popular or traditional programs that international students tend to look at are accounting and finance. And we actually have the first program in the UK, and I mean that in terms of it was introduced first. So in 1973, it was the first finance program in the UK. And we have a lot of different finance programs that suit different career aims. So depending on whether you want to go into something like investment or asset management, or whether you want to work in a financial operations within any corporation, or whether you're interested in promoting the sale of different financial products, we have programs that suit all of those. Business and management it's the same with any university, particularly in the UK. That's what people want to do. So we have very generalized programs where you can cover all aspects of management, or you can do something more specialized. So we have things like human resource management, marketing, digital marketing, entrepreneurship. So it's your choice as to whether you want to do something more general, depending on your background, or whether you want to be a bit more focused. The other area that's most popular with postgraduate students is politics and international relations. So we have global politics, security, again, data science, looking at how that works in society, public administration, and other programs as well. The other area that we get interest from, particularly Turkey, and I can't see where you're all from, is engineering. So we have lots of different engineering programs, whether it's specific to a certain area of engineering, or whether you wanted to do engineering with business or supply chain management. Lots of different programs to suit different people's ideas about what they want to do. So I mentioned it before, talking about careers, and obviously if you're looking to stay in the UK as soon as you graduate, you'd want to get started on getting careers advice as soon as you start your university program. So we have a very, very strong career service, and they organize hundreds of different events each year, and they range from companies coming in to talk to students. We have employability fairs. We can organize workshops to help you write your CV or make applications. We can do mock interviews so that you can prepare for a real life interview without quite the same pressure. And partly because of this, we have really good employability rates across the university. And we have, like I say, we have careers fairs, and we have a wide range of different companies that we have contacts with who attend those fairs because they're looking for people that they know are well qualified to work for them and drive their businesses or organizations forward. I'm kind of starting to run out of time a little bit, so I'll just cover a couple of extra things. So in terms of accommodation in Exeter, international student accommodation is guaranteed for the first year if you're an undergraduate, or for the full year if you're a postgraduate. So once you've made your application, you can then apply for accommodation, and most of the accommodation is on the campus or very close. So that kind of takes one worry out of the way. Most postgraduate students will go into self-catered halls, so you'd be responsible for cooking for yourselves, which may or may not come as a bit of a shock. But there are a variety of different options available. You can have your own bathroom, you can have your own flat, or you can share facilities with other students. We also have lots of scholarship options available, and you can see those on our website. They don't tend to be full scholarships, so they won't cover your tuition fees as well as your living expenses, but they can help towards the cost of the overall study that you would do. You can only apply for the scholarship after you've received an offer for the program itself. So it's after you receive the offer that you apply for the scholarship. It's very, very easy. It's only a 300-word statement that you need to make, and those scholarships can be up to £10,000, which are then taken off the fees that you are asked to pay for your tuition. The entry requirements will vary very much from program to program, so you would need to look at our web pages to see what the requirements are. We also, because they're stated in UK terms, which won't make much sense to you, but we have a page for students from all over the world. So there's a country page for many, many different countries, and you can see how that relates to your GPA or your score in whatever degree you've done. So hopefully that will give you a good guide as to what's required. Some programs you don't need to have studied a relevant subject beforehand. Generally, if you're doing sciences, you would need a background in sciences or in languages if you wanted to do languages. Most of the business programs, you can come from any kind of background, but have a look at what the requirements are, because that's really, really important in order to get an offer. And in terms of the English language, which is the other main part, generally the scores are between 6.5 and 7 in terms of IELTS, and normally there's a minimum requirement of 6 in each section. So again, that's something to have a look at. Now, the most important thing is you don't have to have an IELTS score before you apply, because if we look at your academic background and we're happy with that, then we can make you an offer, and then you can take the IELTS, or we do accept other language tests. And so long as you do that in good time, then there's no problem. So you don't have to wait to take IELTS or another test before you apply. Okay, I think I've talked for long enough, and I wanted to leave time for some questions. So I don't know if there's a chat function that we can use. I guess there is. All right, I'm being told that there aren't any questions, so maybe I've finished a bit early. But please take a look at our booth on this fair, and we've got brochures that you can download and links to the website, and you can always get in touch with me afterwards by email. And thanks for listening. Have a good rest of the weekend. Stay safe, and thanks again.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Okay. Okay, so
You.
hi, friend. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so should I start a presentation now then?
Yes, no problem.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so hi, everyone. Thank you so much for coming today. My name is Junko, and then I am an international recruitment specialist at the Northern Alberta Institute of Technology. It's called NAIT, N-A-I-T. So before moving on to my presentation, I'd like to play a video of our school. So Fred, if you can play the video, that would be great. Okay, thank you so much for playing the video, Fred. Okay, so that was the overview of our school, and then now I'm going to explain more about our school. But before I'm going to explain about the school, I'd like to cover a little bit about Canada, Alberta, and then Edmonton, because I think it's very important for you to learn the place where you might be living in the future. Then I will move on to the NAIT and then our program. And then after that, if you have any questions, I'll take your question and then answer after my presentation. Okay, so let's get started. So this map will give you an idea how long it will take you to travel from your city to Edmonton. So from Istanbul, the travel time would be around 14 hours, and then you would probably transit through Toronto to Edmonton. So here are the pictures of Canada. The right photo has been taken in Edmonton in the fall season. So you can see the beautiful autumn leaves in the photo. And then in Canada, we have 4 distinct seasons: spring, summer, fall, and winter. The temperature rises and then fall gradually. So in the summertime, the average temperature would be around 22 degrees Celsius. And in wintertime, it will be around minus 10 degrees Celsius. However, it gets colder in winter, and then the temperature can drop to minus 20 or minus 30 degrees Celsius. And then I know a lot of international students worry about the winter in Canada. However, the winter in Edmonton is very dry, cold, and some people find it's very refreshing, not chilling. So you will feel fine as long as you wear the proper clothing, such as gloves, scarf, and a toque. And we are also very prepared for winter with centralized heating and insulated spaces. So it's very warm in the houses and the buildings. And then some people are wearing just t-shirts inside the house or building. And then even the public transit, such as the train and the buses, are heated. And our province is known for the sunniest province in Canada. And it's sunny even in winter. So for example, Edmonton has an average of 325 sunny days. And this makes a huge difference in wintertime because you will find a blue sunny sky even if there is a lot of snow on the street, and then you will feel so refreshing. You may think Canadian people are like him, but actually Canada is very multicultural, and then you will find a lot of people from different cultural background and ethnicities. So based on the recent statistics, there are over 250 ethnic origin or ancestry in Canada. The United States also they also has a people who are from different cultures or ethnicities, but it's known to be a melting pot, whereas Canada is known to be mosaic. So the difference between the States and Canada is, in the States, everyone goes in different and it comes out as American. But in Canada, everyone goes in different, but maintains their cultural identity and they're bound together by the shared Canadian values. So we respect and celebrate people's culture and encourage them to keep it as a part of their heritage. Canadians are also open to different cultures and curious about people from other countries. So you will find people here are very warm, friendly, and welcoming. By the way, the person in this picture is the current Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau. His party has developed and implemented some legislations that supports international students and newcomers to Canada. He may not be in the office forever, but his current policies can help to support your goal to study and possibly stay in Canada. He's a big supporter of international students and immigration. So Canada is the second largest country in the world and has a 37 million population. Canada admitted more than 300,000 permanent residents last year and has been accepting a lot of immigrants. The reason why Canada has been accepting a large number of immigrants is Canada has an aging population. So if we don't bring in people from overseas, we will not have enough people to keep our country running. Canada is also one of the few countries that offer a post-graduation work permit to the international students. Post-graduation work permit allows international students to work in Canada after they graduate. So students will have opportunities to gain Canadian work experience, and after working in Canada for a few years, they may have a chance to apply for the permanent residency in Canada. So this year, Canada accepted 40,000 permanent residency applications from international students who graduated from the Canadian schools. So as you can see here, Canada considers international students as an excellent candidate for the permanent residence because they studied in the Canadian education system and they are already familiar with the country and the Canadian culture. They meet our labor needs in highly qualified professionals and a skilled trade. And they also increase Canada's innovation capacity and they have ties to international trade in a global economy. So Canada sees a lot of values and benefits that international students can potentially bring to the country. Okay, so now we are moving on to the province of Alberta. Canada is organized into 10 provinces and 3 territories. NAIT is located in the province of Alberta, just the west side of Canada. Population in Alberta is just over 3 million, And most people live in the two major cities, Edmonton and Calgary. A lot of people don't know about this, but Alberta has the third largest oil reserve in the world after Saudi Arabia and Venezuela. So thanks to the oil, people who live in Alberta are getting financial benefits. So for example, we don't have any provincial sales tax, which makes living in Alberta cheaper than other provinces. When we purchase goods or services in Canada, everyone needs to pay 5% federal tax. And each province has an additional sales tax, but Alberta doesn't. So for example, British Columbia requires additional 7% tax, and then you will end up paying 12% taxes in total. Ontario requires additional 8% tax, and then you will pay 13% taxes in total. Whereas in Alberta, you pay only 5% federal tax. So you can see the difference between the province. Income tax in Alberta is also cheaper than other provinces, and which makes a huge difference when you start working. So by living in Alberta, you have benefits for having lower taxes, and having lower taxes reduces your cost of living significantly. Alberta is also known for one of the highest minimum wages in Canada. So our minimum wage is currently $15 per hour, whereas the minimum wage in other provinces could be between $11 and then $14. So as an international student, you can work while you are studying. So if you study and work in Alberta, you will earn more money than if you are to live in other provinces. So this table shows the job openings in Alberta until 2028 due to economic growth and replacing demand, such as retirements and then the migration to the different provinces. So if you look at the cumulative imbalance, the yellow highlighted part, so you see 7,200 in 2023 and 6,100 in 2024. So the cumulative imbalance indicates a shortage in Alberta job market. So there will be a lot of labor shortage in 2023 and 2024 as baby boomers are retiring. So if you start studying this year or next year, the year 2023 or 24 will be the time when you graduate and start working. So the job forecast is very bright for you. These graphs show the job openings in the various sectors in Alberta. Again, there will be more job openings due to the baby boomers' retirement, and you can see which occupations will be in high demand next 7 years in Alberta. The most in high demand job will be in sales and service sector, and then the second will be in the trade and the transportation sector. And then third will be in the business, finance, and administration sector. So if you are thinking of moving to Alberta, this information will help you find out what occupations you want to engage in Alberta. And then NATE has programs to support careers in all these areas. In Alberta, you have access to the free provincial healthcare plan, and this includes your accompanying family members, such as spouse and children. So you will receive a basic health insurance plan from Alberta Healthcare that covers seeing a doctor, getting a medical examination, and so on. When you graduate, you'll be still covered with the Alberta Healthcare if you are on the post-graduation work permit. Okay, so now we are looking into the Edmonton. Edmonton is the capital city of Alberta, and it has a 1.49 million population and is a growing city. The population density is very small in Edmonton, And we have only 123 people per square kilometers, whereas Istanbul has almost 2,800 people per square kilometers. So we have a lot of space in the city. And when you drive in Edmonton, you'll find there is not so much traffic on the street. The average age of the city is 35 years old, so it is a very young city too. Edmonton is also a business hub and it supports small business. Our government encourages people to start their own business and it offers funding support to them. For example, there will be $166 million over the next 3 years in innovation employment grant. This includes supporting a small and medium-sized business that invest in the research and development. Edmonton is also a high-tech hub and a home of the National Institute for the Nanotechnology. So we have a lot of festivals throughout the year, and Edmonton is known as a festive city. We also have a lot of nature in the city and the largest urban park in North America. It's 10 times larger than Central Park in New York. You can do different kinds of outdoor activities such as hiking, biking, canoeing, ice skating in the park. And Edmonton is also close to the world-famous Rocky Mountains. In downtown Edmonton, there are many amenities available, such as restaurants, cafes, shopping center, and movie theaters. So you can enjoy both urban city life and beautiful nature here. Okay, so now I'd like to talk about the Canadian higher education system. NAIT is a polytechnic school, and the quality and the standard of the education is the same in polytechnic and in the college or university. So the major difference between the polytechnic and the college or university is the way schools teach. For example, the college or universities focuses on academic and the theoretical courses such as English, sociology, history, math, science, and you will receive a long lectures in the big classes and spend a lot of time on researching and writing papers. On the other hand, Polytechnic focuses on hands-on and applied skill training. You will still learn theory, but you will also spend time on hands-on training as well. So you will be equipped with the knowledge and the skills needed for the workforce when you graduate from Polytechnic. Another major difference is the length of the program. The programs at the college or universities are usually at least 2 years or longer, but most of the programs at the Polytechnic are shorter terms, such as 1 year and 2 years. So NAIT was founded in 1962 and it has 4 campuses. We are currently serving 40,000 students and we have over 1,900 international students from 88 different countries. NAIT is one of the largest polytechnic school in Canada, and we are third largest post-secondary in Alberta. We are also ranked third in the Canada's top 50 research colleges for 2020. So here are the NAIT highlights. We surveyed employers of NAIT graduates, and 98% of the employers are happy with our graduate, and they believe our graduates are prepared for the workforce. 86% of NAIT graduates find a rewarding career after they graduate, and 50% of the program focuses on learning theory, and 50% on hands-on learning. So after you learn theory, you will have a chance to apply it to the real work setting. We offer the small size classes that limit up to 30 to 40 students per class, which means you will get individual attention from instructors and you don't have to share a machine or equipment with the other students. Our programs are short, such as 1-year certificate programs and 2-year diploma programs, so you will be ready to enter workforce within a few years. Our education is based on the 4 pillars, which are technology-based education, industry partnership, applied research, and hands-on learning. So for the technology-based education, we have a state-of-the-art facilities and a simulation center, and the students have access to the world-class learning resources, and that they can work with a large and complex equipment in a safe and controlled environment. For the industry partnership, NATE has a very strong industry partnerships, and our programs are developed with the industry input. For example, every year, companies send industry experts to NATE, and they share the latest technology used in their industries. So we make sure that our students will learn how to use the machines and equipment that are currently used in their industry. As a result, our graduates have the skills that matches the industry needs. For the applied research, so the student will spend a lot of time on presentations, research projects, and developing relevant work skills. There are also co-op opportunities where students can gain work experience, meet new people, build network, and they can put this work experience on their resume, which will help them find a job in the future in Canada or even overseas. And then lastly, for the hands-on learning, so students will gain a real-world skills in classes. For example, in the School of Health and Life Sciences, students will work with the real patients. And in the School of Business, the student will experience stock trading and bank simulation, case competitions, and so on. Our main campus is located in the north of Edmonton, downtown, and it's about a 10 minutes drive from our city center. There are direct train and bus to the campus, and the student fee includes a discounted train and the bus, so you can save some money on your transportation. Unfortunately, NATE doesn't have our on-campus housing, but we offer the student housing at the University of Alberta and the MacEwan University. And their residences are 10 minutes or 30 minutes away by train. If you are not interested in student housing, there are a lot of apartments around the NATE, and then you can find one close to the campus. We have an international center that supports international students as they transition and settle in Canada. International Center offers a team of immigration licensed advisors on campus, international student peer mentors, academic advisors to support the students with planning and organizing their studies at NATE. We also have counselors for the international students who can help them with the general well-being at NATE. There are also a lot of events for the international students where you can meet new people and make friends. So NATE offers more than 120 programs, and they are offered through our 4 different schools. We also have ESL classes for those who don't meet our English language proficiency requirements. And the academic upgrading programs offers high school level courses. So if a student's prior education doesn't meet our academic requirements, they can take academic upgrading courses to meet the entrance requirements. I will talk more about the academic requirements later. So NATE has one of the largest business schools in Western Canada, and then here are the programs offered at the J.R. Shaw School of Business. In the business program, we have a 4-year bachelor degree programs and a 2-year diploma programs. And then you can select your area of specialization out of 6 different areas, which are accounting, entrepreneurship and innovation, finance, human resource, management, and marketing. In the 4-year bachelor degree programs, if you already have a business diploma, you might be able to start from the year 3 and then complete the program within 2.5 years. We also have a hospitality management, applied science, applied financial services, and the data analytics program and the School of Business. The School of Applied Science and Technology is the biggest school, and it has 7 different areas of studies. They currently offer 44 programs, and their programs are designed to meet the industry's needs. So you will see the work of our graduates and a number of infrastructures, buildings, technologies, and engineering projects across Alberta and Canada. I'm not going through each programs, but the nanotechnology, so nanosystem engineering technology under the analytical science is one of our unique programs, as there are not so many institutions that offers this program in Canada. The programs in the renewable resources and environmental services are becoming more popular these days, as people are more concerned about the environment, and then they are also interested in the renewable resources as well. The energy-related programs are still in high demand, as oil and gas is the major industry in Alberta. Alberta is now home to the more than 3,000 tech companies, and the graduate of our technology programs will have the skill set that is needed on the ongoing technology sector in Alberta. So we have a lot of IT, computer-related programs, and especially the digital media IT programs are popular among international students, as they have a lower entrance requirements than other IT programs. The School of Life and Health and the Life Sciences has 3 areas of studies, and the school trains students to become healthcare professionals. The 3 areas of studies are dental and animal clinical, community health, medical imaging, and laboratory sciences. So NATE uses simulations with state-of-the-art equipment, models, and actors to provide scenarios in a safe and controlled environment. So you will actually get hands-on training in the simulation center and then learn how to provide medical supports to the patients. So this is the last school, the School of Skilled Trade. We have a culinary arts and baking and pastry arts and the skilled trade programs here. So to become an instructor at NATE, a person have to have a multiple years of industry experience. They can teach students from their experience and they tell them what it looks like to work in the industry. So our students benefit from the industry experienced instructors. In the skilled trade programs, the 4 programs, advanced plumbing technology, advanced welding technology, automobile service, and electrical installations, they are a brand new program starting this September. And there are 2-year diploma programs that offer the trade training and a pathway to the apprentice after students complete the programs. Okay, so now we are looking into the entrance requirements. In order to get into our programs, you have to meet our entrance requirements. And there are two components in the requirements. One is academic requirements, and the other one is the English language proficiency requirements. The entrance requirements vary depending on the program, but for the academic requirements, we usually require English 30 and Math 30 for most of our programs, but some programs have lower requirements, such as English 20 and Math 20. So 30 level courses are usually equivalent to the grade 12 level courses in many countries, and the 20 level courses are equivalent to the grade 11 level courses. However, every country has a different education system, and it's not always simple conversion. We sometimes require an additional course to convert a foreign subject into Alberta equivalent course. For the English language proficiency, most program requires IELTS minimum 6.5 for overall score with no band less than 5.0. TOEFL minimum total score of 80 with no individual component below 20. Duolingo needs to be 115. So if you go to a program page, you will find the entrance requirement for the program under the How to Apply section, and it will look like the picture on this slide. So here is an example of our program page. You can see all the details for each of our programs. For example, you can find the intake semesters, length of the program, if the program is accepting an international student, the program description and employment rate, course details, tuition fees, entrance requirements under How to Apply. If you are interested in a business administration diploma, but you are not meeting the English proficiency requirement, there is an option for you to get into this business program. So first of all, you have to meet the academic requirement for this program, such as English language arts and the math requirements. But if your English proficiency is IELTS overall score of 6.0 with no band less than 5.5, or TOEFL 74 or Duolingo 100, you can be still admitted into this business administration diploma program provisionally. So what that means is you can start the business program while you are working on your English language requirements. So in this pathway, you will take ESL level 6 courses in the first 12 months of your studies. If you complete the ESL level 6 in the first year, then you can continue your studies in the second year in the business program. If you are not able to meet our English language proficiency requirement, we also offer the ESL classes here at NATE. So NATE offers 6 levels of ESL. So level 1 to 3 is for the high beginners to intermediate, and the level 4 to 6 is for a high intermediate to advanced. One level takes 15 weeks, so it's about one semester. And there are 3 intakes per year: spring, fall, and winter. Once you complete the level 6 with a minimum grade, then you can apply to the most of the program at NATE. So our ESL also follows the same teaching philosophy as other classes. So they are practical and they prepare you for learning at NATE and for the working in that industry as well. For example, you work on a presentation with the other classmates, and you won't only learn English language, but also learn how to work with others. Here are the estimated yearly tuition fees and the living cost. So most of our tuition fees are around $20,000 or less per year. There are some programs closer to $27,000, but they are usually health programs. There are additional fees such as books and supplies, transit pass, and the student association fees. So the total cost you can expect for your study would be between $20,000 and $30,000 per year. For the living cost in Edmonton, you can expect to spend around $11,000 per year. Living cost in Edmonton is much cheaper than other urban cities in Canada. For example, Edmonton's cost of living is 36% less than Toronto. If you rent one-bedroom apartment, the rent will be around $900 and $1,000 per month. The grocery would be around $300, and there will be other expenses such as utilities. So the total living cost will be between $1,300 and $1,400 per month. It seems that you will have to spend a lot of money on studying in Canada, but please remember you can work while you are studying. So if you take a full-time degree, diploma, or certificate program, you are allowed to work 20 hours per week off campus and unlimited hours during the scheduled break, such as winter break, spring break, and the summer break. For the full-time ESL or academic upgrading student, they can work only on campus. So let's say you work part-time for 20 hours per week, and then you will earn $1,200 per month. This will cover most of your living costs in Edmonton. However, your main goal is to study, so we highly recommend that you don't overwork yourself. It is best that you come with enough money to cover your first year of tuition fee and the living cost. Then you work to save up for your second year of studies. Here's an example of your timeline in Canada. If you take a 2-year diploma program and it started in September, there are 4 semesters, and then you will have a scheduled breaks in between. And after completing the program, you can apply for the post-graduation work permit if you'd like to continue to stay and work in Canada. The majority of NAIT programs are eligible for the post-graduation work permit. As long as you study in one of our 2-year programs and follow the immigration regulations, you will likely be eligible for the post-graduation work permit for 3 years after graduation. Students usually look for a job and apply for the permanent residency nomination during this 3-year period. The most important things to note about the post-graduation work permit is that you can only get it once in your life, and it's not extendable. So it's very important that you take the right program length. And then if you are in a 1-year program, we usually recommend that you study another 1 or 2 years program, so then you can get the 3-year of post-graduation work permit. So here are the required documents for admissions. We require your high school transcript or national examination result. If you already graduated from the university or college, please submit your post-secondary transcript and the graduation certificate as well. We also require your English language exam results as well. Okay, so this is my last slide. So as a next step, if you are ready to apply for NAIT, please visit our application checklist page for the international students, where you can find a step-by-step guide for our application process. If you'd like to explore our program options, you can try the Find Your Future quiz or attend our events such as virtual campus tour, open house, and the program reviews. Please visit our international page. You can find student testimonials, information of our international center, settlement in Edmonton, FAQ from the international students, and so on. Stay connected with us on the Facebook and then Instagram page. And if you have any questions, our program and application process, you can email us at international@net.ca, or you can have a 30-minute online meeting with one of our recruiters. If you'd like to meet us virtually, please book your meeting from our page. If you're thinking of working with an agent, you can find a list of our authorized agents on this page. Our authorized agents can help you with choosing the right program and application process. So please check the agent who is located in your area. Okay, so thank you so much for listening to my presentation. And this is the end of my presentation. And
Thank you, Junko. Thank
yes,
you very much.
You're welcome. I guess we don't have any questions from the audience.
No
Okay,
questions.
perfect.
Thank you very much.
Okay,
Very good.
perfect. Okay,
Bye-bye.
well, have a great night, everyone.